the Road Racing World Championship Grand Prix Series. Known for speeds that reach well above 300 kilometers per hour, for the howl of highly tuned exhaust notes, and for gripping nose-to-tail battles. GP racing is where the best bikes and riders gather to battle for supremacy. It's the world's premier motorsports event, analogous only to Formula One racing. In every season of this history series, the drama created by the passion to win stirs the very spirit of every fan who watches the action. Suzuki dominated the 500cc GP championship from 1976 through 1982, winning 7 consecutive Constructors titles and 4 Riders' Championship titles. This glorious history and the superhuman efforts of all involved are precisely what makes Suzuki the brand it is today. Suzuki and other Japanese motorcycle manufacturers had previously taken the GP world by storm. However, all the works teams pulled out in the late 1960s after sudden changes to the regulations stole away any incentive to compete in that arena. But soon after, as the world's economies expanded, particularly in Europe, North America, and other industrialized countries, demand started growing for faster, more powerful sports bikes. In response, motorcycle manufacturers around the world started selling now legendary models, including Suzuki's high-performance T500. Though the model was popular, winning in the face of increasingly fierce market competition and appealing to customers made it necessary to once again return to GP racing. Suzuki made the decision to return to road racing by taking on a new challenge in North America, the home of large displacement bikes.
T500 をベースにした TR500 っていうのを作ってて、でそれでデートなんかを出てたわけですよね。
Though based on a mass production bike, the TR500 developed by Suzuki's race group soon proved itself a worthy competitor and garnered acclaim overseas for its outstanding performance. Suzuki brought the TR500 to the European rounds as well, where riders finished 2nd, 3rd and 5th in the 1971 500cc GP series, while also chalking up a win in the Ulster GP. In 1973, Suzuki entered a works team in the 500cc World Championship Series.
73年にレースを参加するということで、またみんな昔の人間が呼び集められたんです。
Veteran rider Jack Findlay took 5th place in the 1973 500cc GP series aboard the TR500. Highlighting this achievement was his win at the legendary Isle of Man TT.
スピードも 500cc であの時に2気筒で255キロぐらいだから速いなと思いましたけども。
The third generation TR500 had evolved to pump out 74 horsepower. Also tearing up the circuits in 1973 was Suzuki's TR750 race machine.
パワーが足りないっていうことで、それを水冷にしてみて、でそれでもっていうことで、その当時出たばっかの GT750 これをベースにした TR750 っていうのを作って。
The TR750 was codenamed XR11. The Suzuki Race Group put its reputation on the line in taking the company's largest water-cooled two-stroke engine from the GT750 and using it to build the TR750 as a racing machine. Producing more than 100 horsepower and reaching a top speed of 280 kilometers per hour at Daytona, the TR750 was highly successful in a variety of road racing events.
とりあえずはある車で 500cc はそれから 750はまあ2機種はそれなりにサーキットで走れるような車があったもんで
The same year, future World GP champion Barry Sheene won the Formula 750 European Championship title aboard the TR750. The TR500 and TR750 performed adequately in a variety of racing events. But being based on production models, they were limited in their potential to evolve.
TR750 なんか富士スピードウェイなんかをテスト行きましたけどね、やっぱりまだ完璧っていうレースがなかったし。
In 1973, rival Yamaha jumped a step ahead by introducing its new two-stroke four-cylinder 500cc GP machine. The newly developed Yamaha bike caught the attention of GP fans around the world when it won the first two GP races of the season. Winning major races was clearly an absolute must were Suzuki to take command of the expanding market for large sports bikes. This led to a corporate strategy focused on entering a new 500cc GP machine in the fastest class of motorcycling's premier road racing series. Thus began the race group's first challenge in 6 years to develop a thoroughbred Suzuki racing machine. The codename was XR14, and the RG product naming was an acronym for Racer of Grand Prix. The engine had 4 cylinders in a distinctive square layout. The square 4 engine architecture later became synonymous with Suzuki. The Square 4's history actually dated back to 1963. It was a layout already capable of pumping out 200 horsepower per litre of displacement, but that wasn't able to deliver the desired result in those early days. Even so, Suzuki was now willing to bet on its future potential.
主任だったね、長谷さん、整備の方のチーフだった神谷さんが相談して決めたらしいんですけどね。やっぱりコンパクトで小さい車にするにはどうすればいいんだっていうことで昔の経験のある4気筒の流れを組んでああいうスクエア4にしたみたいですね。
The development team went with a 56 by 50.5mm super short stroke design. Early builds already pumped out more than 100 horsepower.
TR500 にしろ TR750 にしろ生産者ベースの車ですからもう一から全部クランクケースから作ったっていうのは XR14 ですからね。ピストンもシリンダーもマフラーもそれから点火時期なんかも全部単気筒でセッティングをしてでそれをまとめて完成したとして4気筒のエンジンを回して耐久性とパワー相互馬力を調べる。
Suzuki was also battling hard in the Motocross World Championship while developing the TR500 and TR750.
だからその頃同時並行進行ですよね。TR750 とこの RG500。
It was an incredibly hectic schedule, but somehow the team managed to complete a prototype by the end of 1973. Barry Sheene flew over from the UK at the beginning of 1974 for final testing. The RG500, the racing machine destined to rewrite Suzuki's history, was born.